What is up, guys? I'm xrsbuilt and welcome back to another Minecraft Bedrock add-on release tutorial. Today I have a brand new add-on that I have just finished up, and mind you, it is still in beta stages, which means I'm still going to be adding to it. And you might have a bug here or there, but it is going to be a very cool add-on for you to enjoy on your Minecraft world. So as we all know, on Minecraft Bedrock Edition there has been many parity differences, and one of the really cool fun things that we miss out on is stat poker. What is stat poker, you might ask? Well, it's basically playing poker with your statistics. And that's what this add-on pack is going to be, is a brand new statistics pack for Minecraft Bedrock Edition. And yes, this works on all of your Minecraft Bedrock devices, as well as your Minecraft servers, realms, and single player worlds, as long as you download it to the world file. So for example, here we can type in period broken, and then if we hit enter, you're going to see you have not broken any blocks yet. Well, I mean, I've obviously broken blocks because, well, I've been working on this world for quite some time designing add-ons, but I haven't broken it with this add-on enabled, which means, with that being said, this is going to be a standalone add-on that keeps track of it. It's not going to fetch the player data from the actual Minecraft database. I don't believe Minecraft Bedrock keeps track of all of that, and if it does, we don't really have a way of accessing it currently. So with that being said, this is only going to keep track of the data from the point that you install the pack, which hopefully is at the very start of your world. That way you could track everything that happened in your world. So as mentioned, it says we have not broken any blocks yet. If we go ahead and break a block and then run that command again, you'll see, well, we just broke one grass block. If we break another two and run the command again, now you can see that we've broken three. And if we run around here and we just go crazy breaking things, you can see we'll break some logs, we'll break some vines. I mean, there's really not a whole lot of variety over here inside of the swamp, but we can go ahead and break maybe some seagrass. Ooh, there's some clay down here. We could do some clay. There's some sand. We could break some lily pads and then run that again. And as you can see, it's going to keep track of every single thing that we break as a player. And if you're wondering, reeds is another name for sugarcane. It would be raining whenever I'm making a video. Now, keeping track of all of the placed blocks is very cool. However, what if we could do more? Maybe keep track of the blocks that were placed on the ground. So we could go ahead and pick block this. We could place these down. And then if we type in the command period placed, you can see that we have placed in 5 oak logs. Same difference if we go over and just grab any material. Yes, my zoom button is on my pick block button. Sorry about that. We could place it all over the place, and it doesn't matter how fast we do it or what we place down. It's going to keep track of every single thing that you place down, which is very cool. And the final thing that I want to show you is, well, you might have noticed that I have a trident killer there and a sword here, which means, well, it can only mean one thing, right? Mobs. So if we type in period mobs, you're going to see that we haven't killed any mobs yet. However, if we were to summon in one of our favorite mobs, being the Wandering Trader, favorite mob to kill that is, you can see that we could kill him and kill his pesky llamas as well. And if we type in period mobs, you can see it's going to keep track of all of that information. Now, this is going to keep track of each player kill for each player in the world, which means it actually has to be the player that's killing the mob. So for example, if a mob suffocated in a wall, then it's not going to go on your log. However, if you whack a Wandering Trader in the face like so, then that's going to go on your mob's log. Same thing with trident killers. So because a trident thrown by a player is counted as a player kill, it's going to go on the log whenever there's a kill inside of the trident killer, as long as you were the one that threw that trident. So we can grab ourselves an impelling trident and throw that in here. Let's go ahead and throw 4 in total. We can place down another piece of glass, and let me see what I have inside of this command block here. No, it looks like we have a warden. Now, I don't know if my max strength is going to transfer over to the trident, but I guess there's only one way to find out, so we can flick that real quick and I guess put a few wardens in here. And you know something, we might actually have these guys explode out the side. So let's turn this on. And yeah, it looks like it's not going to transfer over the max strength, which is unfortunate. But I mean, that's not really too big of a deal because my trident killer does kill the wardens pretty quickly. And if we check the mobs, you can see, well, we got 3 wardens so far. And it looks like we got another warden dancing around avoiding the tridents. We'll just give him the old swackaroo. There we go. And yeah, 4 wardens. So let's change this over to creeper and summon in a ton of creepers. And as you can see, they're going to die very quickly in my trident killer. And if we run that mobs command, you can see we've already killed 112. If we run it again, we've killed 177. If we run it again, we're at 227. And now that I've turned off the command block, we finished up at 312 in just a short moment of time. However, this is like a Billy Mays commercial. Just wait, there is more. Totally didn't mean to fall off that. So I guess at this point in the video, I can bring up the entire command list. So if I type in stat commands, it's going to bring up the entire list of commands. And as you can see, there's quite a bit more than you would think that there would be. So let's start at the very top. We have broken and then broken with player name after it. So as you saw, if we type in broken, it's going to show all of the blocks that we have broken. However, if you type in period broken, put a space, a quote, and then type in the player name. So if we type in xrsbuiltx, you'll see whenever I hit enter that xrsbuiltx has not broken any blocks yet. However, if we bring xrsbuiltx into frame and we break a grass block, and let's place down a birch block as well, you can see if we run that command again, you can actually see that he has broken one grass block. And then if we type in placed with the same space and quotes and then his name, you can actually see that he has placed a birch log as well. And if you're wondering, you can do this with the mobs as well. So you would just do the exact same thing, period mobs, and then type his player name. And you can see that he has not killed any mobs yet. And as you can see, I can summon a creeper over at xrsbuilt. We can see if we can actually catch him in frame while he's killing the mob, and killed the creeper. And then if we type in that again, you can see xrsbuiltx killed one creeper, which is wonderful. If we bring up stat commands again, we have G broken and then G placed and then G mobs, and that's going to show you the global amount of the broken block, the placed block, or the killed mobs. So if I type in mobs, you can see that I have killed 312 creepers, 2 trader llamas, 1 wandering trader, and 4 wardens. And then if I type in G mobs, you can see that the total creepers that have been killed is 313 because xrsbuilt just killed 1. Now you can also back the video up a little bit to see the full command list and pause it here. That way you can see exactly all of the commands that I have implemented into this. And yes, some of these are admins. The admin commands are where you can actually affect other players. So if you're wanting to clear blocks placed by a certain player and a certain block, then you're going to need to have an admin command. However, if you wanted to do that specific to your player, then you could do that without needing the admin. So for example, if you wanted to do clear mob, and then since this is going to be specifically targeting your player, you're just going to name the mob. So we can do creeper and then put another quote after it, hit enter, and that's going to clear mob data for creeper for your player. So now if I run mobs again, you can see that I have not killed any creepers, so that was totally reset. However, all of the other stuff remains the same. However, if I type in global mobs, then you're still going to see 1 creeper because xrsbuiltx killed 1 creeper. So one thing that you might notice about the commands, if we scroll up here, it will say players online. And that means that you cannot access the data of a player if they are not currently on the world. The reason why it's like this is because in order for me to make the data persistent, I had to store it in dynamic properties, which basically means that it's going to save it into a JSON file. And that's going to allow the data to be persistent throughout reloads, world restarts, and everything else. So as you can see, if we do reload, we can reload all of the functions and scripts. And normally this would clear any of the cache data that was in the pack. However, if we run global mobs again, you can see that it has retained all of that information. However, if we take xrsbuilt and we leave the game, and then we type in global mobs again, it's only going to show us our mobs because we're the only player online. And that's because all of the data is stored on the player and not directly in the world. So same thing goes if you want to check mobs on another player or access any of their data, they are going to have to be online in the world in order to do so. Which I'm pretty sure works just fine because I don't really see a need of accessing all of the player information unless that specific player was online. The only thing that I would probably change would be the global stuff that is stored. And maybe in future updates, I'll find another way of storing that information. So let's bring up the stat commands again and go over these admin commands. And as you can see, there is quite a few different commands that have the admin tag. So we'll use clear all player blocks broken just for an example. If we type in clear all player blocks broken, you're going to see that it's going to say all blocks broken by all players have been cleared. So now if I type in broken, you can see that I haven't broken any blocks yet. And then if I break a block, then we're basically going to start from 0 because I've cleared all blocks that have been broken by the player. Now keep in mind everything is totally separate, so broken blocks being cleared is not going to affect place blocks or anything like that. However, if I were to remove the special block admin tag that I need in order to use those admin commands, then if I were to try to clear all of those again, you can see you do not have permissions to use this command. If we go ahead and we add this tag back, you can see that we can use that command just fine. And with that being said, this block admin tag is the one that you're going to want to use, and it needs to be spelled exactly like this. It is case sensitive. So if you intend to use any of these admin commands, just make sure that you spell this correctly and add it to your player by using this command. And if you're running a server and you don't have the permissions to be able to run the command, you can just type in your name here instead of putting the @s, that way it knows who to target. Run this through your server console and it will add the tag. So yeah, a pretty interesting pack to make Minecraft Bedrock Edition just a little bit better, and I'm very excited for it. And I hope that you are too. I did have to do quite a bit of learning as the dynamic properties were a little on the new side for me. I was aware of them, I've just never used them before, so it's been a learning curve. And then I've also started doing sharding, which is important for the memory storage because dynamic properties can only store so much, so I had to shard them into multiple different bits, which means all of those bits had to line up properly whenever commands are ran, and to say the least, it was pretty interesting to learn. With that being said, I will be making a few changes to this before I release it. Mainly just doing some polishing up. I think I'm going to make these admin tags yellow where they're more visible, that way it doesn't kind of blend in with the white, or maybe I'll make them a different color altogether. I'm also going to work on the messages and stuff. So for example, if we run a clear all players broken command, I want this to say all blocks broken by all online players have been cleared. That way there's not any confusion as to if it's clearing players' information that is not currently online. As always, any questions or comments, feel free to drop them down inside of the comment section below, and if you have any recommendations, drop those down there as well, or you can always join my public Discord server. All of the links are down inside the description as well. I have also just released a weather control pack that allows you to completely control the weather. That's going to be linked in the description and the tag in the top right. And of course the F3 screen that I have been working on as well, that has currently been released also. So make sure that you check out those add-ons if that's anything that interests you, as those are very, very handy to have, especially if you're playing on a server with multiple people. With that being said, drop a like if you've enjoyed the video, subscribe if you're new here with that notification bell turned on, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.